What's up, you guys, and welcome back to some more r/slash real talk stories with your boy RT and my dude Dale. Y'all, we are going to dive into a true off my chest story that is actually a lot different than a lot of the true off my chest stories or am I the a-hole stories that we cover here on this channel, you guys. It has a bit more of a light-hearted ending, you guys. So without any further ado, let's dive right on into it.
I've lived in this quiet suburban neighborhood for a decade now. Right next door is Mrs. Robinson, an 80-year-old widow with twinkling eyes and stories from days gone by. Our bond strengthened when, a few years back, she lost her husband, and I'd find myself sitting with her on lazy afternoons, sipping tea and listening to tales from her youth. A year ago, during one of our tea sessions, her hands trembling slightly more than usual, she opened up about the financial strain she's been under. With no immediate family and limited savings, she's been struggling to afford her much-needed heart medication. The heartache in her voice, contrasting with her usually spirited tales, was unmistakable. I decided then, seeing her vulnerability, to step in, not overtly because her pride and resilience were evident, but covertly. I set up an anonymous prescription delivery for her, ensuring she received her medication at the start of each month. To explain the deliveries, I crafted a letter purportedly from a charitable organization, telling her she had been randomly selected to receive medical aid. Every month, I eagerly wait for that day when she receives her package. The pure joy, the relief on her face is heart-rending. Sometimes she'd talk about it, about this miraculous charity, tears glistening in her eyes, and every time my heart would swell, knowing I could make such a difference. I've often battled with the decision to tell her, to share this secret bond, but there's something incredibly rewarding about anonymous kindness. It's a testament to the power of quiet, unseen gestures in a world that often clamors for recognition. Today, as I write this, Mrs. Robinson celebrates her 81st birthday. It fills me with warmth, knowing she's healthier, happier, and still here, sharing her stories. I felt a compelling need to share this here. In a world filled with noise, sometimes the most profound impacts come from the quietest actions.
In a world filled with noise, sometimes the most profound impacts come from the quietest actions. You know, I think this is probably one of the most profound, touching, just wholesome stories that I've come across on Reddit, here on YouTube, and listening to other YouTubers react and respond to Reddit stories, because I'm not the only one, you guys. You know, I always listen to stories and read stories, and I always develop my own opinions. So I figured I might as well share those opinions with anyone who cares to listen. And, you know, shout out to everyone who has been kind enough to support and subscribe to the channel and just take a few minutes just to listen to my thoughts. But you guys, this is probably one of the greatest stories that I've heard. You know, we do live in a world that is clouded by so much noise. Social media is noisy. Politics is definitely noisy. You know, social justice issues can oftentimes become very noisy, especially when they become politically driven. There are a lot of noisy issues when it comes to war and just famine, families being divided for stupid reasons, you know, faith practices, you know, dividing for stupid reasons and going at each other's throats for ignorant reasons, and, you know, friends, you know, breaking up friendships for just ignorant reasons. I mean, there's just so much noise that, you know, clouds our vision and just clouds this world from being able to just truly have the desire to be kind. I mean, just look at all the inflation that we're experiencing, all the financial issues that we're experiencing in the United States, in other countries, all across the world. I mean, that's noisy as hell in and of itself at this present moment. However, there should be nothing that is ever too noisy and keeps us from being kind to one another. You know, I think that if we had more people that just, you know, performed acts of random kindness without the desire for recognition, I feel like the world would just be a better place. I feel like people would just overall be happier. People would be more cooperative with one another. We would see less division, less condemnation. We'd see less discrimination. We'd see less racism and sexism and ageism and genderism and all the isms that you know of to be in existence here in our world. You know, it's acts like this that OP performed for, you know, Mrs. Robinson that just truly show that there are kind people in the world. There is kindness out there in the world. There is still a group of people out in the world that desire to show love and compassion for one another. I oftentimes look at the news and look at things going on in the world, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I brought my son into? And I know I'm not the only one. However, it's things like this that give me hope for a better tomorrow. In addition to what it is that OP did, that really is eye-opening, it's also the concept of just the lack of accessibility for healthcare and just the basic needs for a quality form of life that especially those who are older and who have ailments, they just don't have the ability to easily access, especially here in the United States. There was one there was one commenter that, you know, commented on this particular story and made it very clear that whoever this OP is and whoever Mrs. Robinson is, they need better healthcare. Whatever country that they're in, they need a better healthcare system. And I completely agree, because 9 times out of 10, you guys know that OP and Mrs. Robinson live right here in the good old US of A. We don't necessarily have the greatest of anything, to be honest with you now. I personally feel, will that always be the case? I pray not. Is that the case right now? Unfortunately so. However, it's because of people like OP that really gives me hope for a better future, for better accessibility to things, for just better chances of life. You know, it's hard to say that people have a good chance to live a good life here in the United States or just in the world, especially with a lot of the things that are going on. But you know what? It's things like this that give me hope. OP, I personally would allow this to remain a secret, allow this to be a hidden act of kindness, be covert about it, don't share it with Miss Robinson. There's a level of pride that, you know, older individuals have, but the fact that you're able to bring a smile to her face through this act of kindness and, you know, in essence, you're saving her life. So I think that that's the greatest reward that you could receive, and just being able to see her be joyful and to continue to live. You know, she celebrated her 81st birthday. That is a huge blessing. Not a lot of people can say they have lived to be at least 81 years old, or they've known people that have lived to be at least 81 years old. So OP, congrats on what you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen of YouTube and the world, y'all take notes. If you have an opportunity to do an act of random kindness, please take advantage of that opportunity. I promise you, you will not regret it, and it will bring joy to someone. And you never know what people are going through nowadays. Everybody could use a little bit of joy in their life. You guys, y'all, let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. Let me know what kind of acts of random kindness that you have performed or that people have done for you. I want to know what kind of kind acts are taking place all across the YouTube realm, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all share your stories down in the comment section. And as always, you guys, if y'all have enjoyed today's video, y'all please be sure to hit the like button, smash that subscription button, and go ahead and hit the bell notification icon. That way you guys are notified every single time I upload a brand new video here to this channel. You guys, I love just sharing real talk conversations, sharing good stories, and this one right here is probably one of the best stories that I have come across, one of the most wholesome stories I've come across. If y'all have any stories y'all want me to share, y'all please be sure to send them my way. Until next time, many blessings and much love, y'all.